Good afternoon, भैया. खाली भैया ने good afternoon बोला. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much. जो बाहर है, please आना start करिए. Post if you have lunch. So we'll start our post lunch session, which is usually called as the graveyard session, but to keep it interactive, we have made a panel discussion, and for this, I would request Swapnil to take the session from here. Thank you.
Good afternoon, lovely audience. For the panel discussion, I would like to invite CA Venugopal sir to the dais. CA Anand sir. Anand sir, are you there in the auditorium? He'll join us. Okay. Sir, please be seated. CA Pattabhi Ram sir. So please come on the dais. Can we have a round of applause for our lovely panelists? And Sanjib bhaiya to the dais. Also, I would request Vishal Dave sir to please come on the dais. I would now hand over the proceedings to Sanjib bhaiya to take over and start the deliberation.
Thank you, Swapnil. And yes, this is the biggest challenge for keeping a panel discussion just post-lunch. I hope everyone has enjoyed lunch. So we'll try to make it as interactive as possible, and the objective of this session, let me honestly tell you in front of all the panelists. In fact, Vishal was not even aware that he will be taken up as a panel. So it is something which is not being even thought of. We are going to straight away come back to you and try to answer questions which are there in your mind. Try to, solve things which actually you are facing on a day-to-day, working in your professional journey. So that's the whole objective. But before we get, Anand sir, can you please come up on the dais? Aapke bina dais complete nahi hogi, sir. Thank you. So I hope you have listened to both the speakers till now, but we have kept the best for the, later part. We have Pattabhi sir who is going to talk on ChatGPT, which is the most happening, revolution for the professionals. And when we ever talk about ChatGPT, we just think about, well, you can give a prompt and that will come up with a list of, responses. In fact, many of us have not even installed ChatGPT. I don't want to take away his part of the deliberation, which he's going to do it just after the panel. And then we have Vishal Dave, who is going to speak on why cyber security is going to be so much relevant and important for professionals. This is going to be the third largest economy of the world. And if you notice, everywhere, you are getting fake calls, there are ransomware threats, and n number of endless issues. We have, Vasanji over here, who is one of the, victim to cyber security, but that's why he's sitting in the front. Because he has many questions. He was actually the victim of cyber fraud. So this session is going to be very relevant. And before I was starting the session, I was talking to Anand sir and Venu sir, and we all discussed that we are going to make it as interactive as possible. So as said in the morning till now, let me set up the context. One thing is that we all have come here for, learning something and securing something and try to take the first step. So the first thing which I want to come up as a question, and I will request all the panelists to answer this question for maybe 2 or 3 minutes, is, we learn so many things over here. Every speaker comes in, I'm trying to be a little blunt right now. Every speaker comes in and says, और हम यहाँ बैठे होते हैं ना सर, हमें लगता है यार हमें तो कुछ ही नहीं आता है. तो क्वेश्चन ये होता है कि भैया हम स्टार्ट कहाँ से करें? What is the first step? सब आके बोल के जाते हैं ये करना जरूरी है. व्हेन पर्सन कम्स वो बोलते हैं गूगल करो, कोई बोलता है माइक्रोसॉफ्ट करो, कोई बोलते हैं ये करो वो करो. यार दुनिया वहाँ पहुँच गई, मैं तो यही खड़ा रह गया. So what is the first step or first few steps which I need to take, right महेश भैया? ये क्वेश्चन है सबके माइंड में? Can I see a raise of hand? Yes. So ये थोड़ी बहुत एक्सरसाइज होती रहेगी तो हमारा जो ये लंच वाला जो है ना वो खत्म हो जाएगा, और ये सारे स्पीकर जो है ना ये सब आपसे एक्सरसाइज करवाएंगे. So can we have Venu sir to start with?
Okay, so honestly, the first step I did mention in the morning session, it's a repeat for those who are attending it, is asking the question. Like हम कभी ये नहीं पूछते या सोचते भी नहीं है कि आगे जा सकते हैं कर सकते हैं. For a simple example, most of our CA offices are like very security challenged. A client आता है, can you give me access to internet? We give the internet access and he is accessing the whole data. We put a system by name titled as server. वो server नहीं होती, वो system को server बोला गया and the data is sitting there. We don't know which employee of our office is taking the data, unaccidentally deleting it. So the first and foremost thing actually comes by questioning that, okay, knowing that there is a problem, asking that, okay, I want to stop this problem, or what is that I can do. This is something which is severely missing. As a chartered accountant, it would be difficult for someone to say, oh, I don't know. When we go to audit, can we advise them how do they automate or put controls or put security? This is something very less spoken or not at all spoken. I think the first and foremost is the mindset change. Asking question is something which we should do. Every time, even as like as a speaker, if I'm taking some tool, it's not that I know only that tool. I should always ask myself, where is the another tool which is better? How do I do it better is something we should ask. That is your starting point.
Very beautifully answered. I think just taking his context, we need a digital culture in our organization and a strong discipline. क्या होता है कि जो वेन्यू सर बता रहे हैं कि भैया कोई भी आ रहा है कुछ भी करके चला जा रहा है. You know, our Gmail, and I want to see a raise of hand, and एकदम खुल के बात करते हैं. Like our Gmail is accessed by all the employees of the organization, yes or no? ये देखिए सर, ये हालत है. And our pen drive is being accessed by everyone. So Vishal Davi has a lot of things to say now. वो वेट कर रहा है इस तरह के क्वेश्चंस के आंसर्स के. तो सिक्योरिटी पे बात होने लग गई. तो आई वांट टू मूव स्ट्रेट टू पत्तभी सर. सर ये जो चैट जीपीटी है ये तो अभी शुरू हुआ है सर. हम वी आर इंटेलेक्चुअल सर. चैट जीपीटी तो कहीं ना कहीं से यू नो ट्राइंग टू पुल अप डेटा एंड ट्राई टू गिव थिंग्स. हाउ मच इज दैट रिलायबल? एंड डेफिनेटली यू विल टेक अप दैट सेशन, बट एक बहुत बड़ी एंक्शियसनेस है लोगों की.
ChatGPT now is in its very early stage, and to that extent there is natural concern about how reliable it is. I've always believed that someone who uses ChatGPT must know the subject. If you want something to be done, you must prima facie know whether the answer that it gives you is right or wrong. I'll give you a very what should I say, crude example. For example, if you ask it which is the capital of the United States and it tells you New Delhi, you should prima facie know that is not right. So you cannot use ChatGPT as the end source like you would use in a textbook. And if you have a doubt in terms of what ChatGPT has thrown up, you next have to do the next best thing is to ask Google. I'll give you a very quick example and then I'll close out. I don't understand income tax at all. The only tax, whenever a tax notice comes in, I hand it over to my partner, they take care of it. The only notice that I keep receiving is something called 143.1, whatever it means. And 6 months ago, when I was exploring more on ChatGPT, I asked ChatGPT, which is the landmark judgment in 143.1? It gave me a judgment dated 2019. While I don't know income tax, I also know that a landmark judgment on 143.1 could not have come in 2019. That's just too close. So I went and checked what it had given. There was no such judgment at all. And it had given a nice judgment. Calcutta High Court versus relatable name also, Amit Das Gupta, something like that. And when I found that it was not there, I again went and asked ChatGPT, is this right? I'm not able to find this in Google. The citation that you have given, I don't see it anywhere. It says, no, I bluffed. I created. The good thing about ChatGPT is, unlike people in our offices, it's very honest. It says, no, I was wrong, or no, I made it up. So you must have a sense of whether something is prima facie right or not. That is the caution I think we should take. And very quickly, I would like to say, because I'm a great votary of ChatGPT, I think it is perhaps one of the most exciting products that has hit our world in the last 25 years. And it's going to become mainstream. If we are going to ignore it, we are going to ignore it at our peril.
By the way, we want to compliment, yes sir, we'll come to that, just give us a couple of minutes. We want to compliment Pattabhi sir because all the books which we have won on ChatGPT is actually published by him. So we big round of applause for him. And sir, I started this question for ChatGPT, the reason was only for creating a marketing teaser.
No, I understand.
So that,
I'm very thankful to you.
You know, now there is a competition going on between two MCs. कि किसके यहाँ ज़्यादा audience होंगे तो वहाँ पर अपनी चल रही है यहाँ पर ये चल रही है तो I am trying to pitch on for this session. So coming back to Anand sir again sir we have a traditional office. A very tough question for you. We have a traditional office and we had been used to working for last 15-20 years. We know our employees are not trained. Employees we are not getting. Our documents are everywhere. Clients are not responding to our documents. कहाँ से शुरू करें सर? फिर से वही सवाल आ जा रहा है. कैसे एक साथ में ये पूरा 360 degree you are talking about, you know, getting at the click of a button, you get clients. सबका mindset change करते हैं. It's a big question, sir.
No, I think this is a very valid question, and this actually I get a lot of time. So, and actually this will happen also. आज जाने के बाद में सब में पूरा एंथू रहेगा, मतलब कुछ करना है. आज शाम तक रहेगा, कल संडे है. आप 10 बजे उठेंगे और परसों आप भूल जाएंगे उसके बारे में. मेरा एक सबमिशन है एंड आई एम एक्चुअली अ बिग प्रोपोनेंट ऑफ दैट. प्लीज डू अ इंक्रीमेंटल इम्प्रूवमेंट. थोड़ा थोड़ा कीजिए, मतलब एक झटके में मत कीजिए सब कुछ. डोंट ट्राई टू डू एवरीथिंग एट वन शॉट. It will not happen. Like people come, oh, analytics you talk about, what certification I should do? I tell people don't do certification at all. Please don't do that. मतलब certification you will make some of the universities and other thing much richer. Every information is available today which you want it out there. मेरा suggestion रहेगा आप एक ना plan बनाइए. अभी we are in the 2024 starting. Make a plan that every month we will add one new thing in our office if you are actually doing it. It can start from your employee management system to your CRM to new website. We have some very interesting thing on our data, the digital capability maturity model.
DCMM.
हाँ, DCMM अच्छा है. उसी से start कीजिए. उसमें you just try to figure it out how good or how bad. मतलब पता तो चले कितने पानी में हम. उतना तो पता चले कि what we are doing is right or wrong. And start with that. And I am telling you, traditional CA offices. Have you not seen that we have adapted during COVID things like how, you know, fish take to water? हमने सबने टेक्नोलॉजी यूज़ की, बैंक ऑडिट भी किया, कर सकते हैं, but we require to have that digital mindset which Sanjeev said, that is very much required. और मेरा एक सजेशन है, थोड़ा कीजिए, लेकिन करते रहिए. इंक्रीमेंटल में करेंगे तभी होगा. एंड प्लीज़ हैव दिस एक्सपेरिमेंटल माइंडसेट कि ये ट्राई करते हैं, नहीं हुआ कोई बात नहीं, बट वी हैव नो कि हमने ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा कितना 20,000 रुपये खर्च किया, नहीं चला, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं, अगली बार नहीं करेंगे, बट यू गॉट अ न्यू नॉलेज. दैट इज आई थिंक इम्पॉर्टेंट.
Very good, sir. Thank you. Just to add to this DCMM, this digital competency maturity model, because I'm also the part of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. DCMM, if you go and type in Google DCMM ICAI, it comes up with DCMM space ICI. You can access it from your SSP portal. It comes up with around 400 questions divided into 4 sections. Like how you are planning, do you have a website? Do you have a logo? Do you have an email? And is that email connected? Do you have this? So if you say no to it, it will give you answers of why this is important. It will help you. So wo jo bole na, this is not an evaluation. Nobody is going to question you why you get less mark. But you know कि मुझे हर महीने 25 extra points achieve करने. इस महीने मुझे 400 में से 50 मार्क मिला है. तो next month में मैं उसमें 75 marks लाने की कोशिश करूँगा. So this is a very, very important initiative taken by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, and I think a lot of people don't know about it. So please go into DCMM 2.0, which is again, and they are coming with a third version, and all of these people are playing a very important role to put this together. In fact, they have also played a very important role. In fact, Anand sir has played a very important role on forensic accounting standard, which has been developed, and this is the first accounting standard which Institute of Chartered Accountants have came up across the world. So a big round of applause for Anand sir for that. Security, and उसके बाद एक और इसमें twist हम लोग कर रहे हैं कि I will not be the moderator. Basically, all of us will become moderator just after this, where we'll allot 5 minutes to you where you can ask straight questions, and please take it forward from there. So Vishal, I think there's so much audience for you. So भाई हमारा पासवर्ड का नाम ही तो संजीव 123 होता है, सबका है। और मैं नाम बताया तो sanjeev@123 हो जाएगा, या फिर मैं संजीव में कैपिटल S लगा दूंगा। तो ये जो 50 कॉम्बिनेशन अगर हम लोग बोलेंगे तो मोटा मोटी हमारे सबके पासवर्ड हैक हो जाएंगे सर। तो वाईफाई से बचे कि पासवर्ड से बचे, और इतने सारे पासवर्ड कैसे याद रखें सर? मतलब कोई जादू की छड़ी बताइए क्या करें। आई नो यू आर गोइंग टू कवर दैट सेशन, बट जस्ट फॉर इंक्विजिटिविटी, राइट? ये क्वेश्चन है ना सबके माइंड में? उसके बाद अब आप जो भी क्वेश्चन पूछोगे दे विल मॉडरेट द सेशन।
So friends, I would just like to add on, like how many of you we share our password with our interns and others?
Everyone.
Congratulations. So most of you have actually shared your passwords. तो अभी कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि संजीव जी अपना पासवर्ड सेट नहीं करते, पर जो उनका इंटर्न ईमेल आईडी चला रहा है वो अपना पासवर्ड दे देता है। एंड द बेस्ट पार्ट इज विशाल बिकम्स VISHAL@123, V capital IS@123 and so on. The idea is हमारे पास इतने पासवर्ड है, गेटिंग स्टार्टेड विद आवर फोन पासवर्ड, लैपटॉप पासवर्ड, क्लाउड पासवर्ड, सोशल मीडिया पासवर्ड। अब इन सारे पासवर्ड्स को मैनेज करने के लिए एक और पासवर्ड, उसको याद रखो और भूल जाओ। सो आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू शेयर दैट, बट आई एम गोइंग टू शेयर इन देयर आर सम टूल्स विच यू कैन यूज, बट एट योर ओन रिस्क। ऐसा ना हो कि आप उसका पासवर्ड भी एक बेसिक पासवर्ड है और ब्रेक हो जाए। देयर आर सर्टन पासवर्ड गाइडलाइंस विच वी ऑलवेज यूज। आई ऑलवेज से दैट आप अपना पासवर्ड हमेशा 90 डेज में चेंज कर दीजिए, बट अगेन वी आर टू लेजी टू चेंज इट। कोशिश करिए नंबर्स, कोई भी वर्ड्स यूज नहीं करें, बिकॉज कोई भी डिक्शनरी वर्ड आप यूज करोगे तो ब्रेक होने के चांस ज़्यादा है। ट्राई यूजिंग सम हिंदी सॉन्ग्स और एनीथिंग विच इज completely different. For example, most of us uses our pet name, wife's name, son's name, right? How about using a password like Vishal Dave will be capital V, small d, 43@12#. Bit difficult, but idea is if we don't practice, things are going to be more serious. Again, I'll give you some basic tips. हम लोग ने एक important password रख लिया, फिर हम लोग क्या करते हैं? Chrome में जाके सेव करते हैं। So congratulations, you have actually ensured that your account might still get hacked because Chrome can be compromised. So I'm going to share you all the tricks in the next session. So I'll keep you waiting for
So
that.
विशाल, just to give you a quick update, हमारे जो पासवर्ड सेव होते हैं उस फाइल का नाम भी पासवर्ड ही होता है। So in last 15 years, you know, we have read the mind of many professionals, and it is something which we all accept, and that is so good. And this is why we are sitting over here to understand how we want to bring the change. So now we are going to change this panel discussion a completely different way, and we want Venu sir to moderate this session for another 10 minutes, sir. It's all yours.
Even before moderating, I'll allow people to ask questions.
Yes,
So
sir. Now you can ask questions.
some questions.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Any
He has no
question
idea
in the
about
back?
this.
I honestly don't know. Now that you have hinted it, the ITO in Chennai will hear you and maybe send me that notice next.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I
Sir.
understand.
Let's continue this.
Yeah, so anyone wants to ask any question to us?
जो भी,
Yes.
yeah, Tarun.
So विशाल सर, हाँ विशाल
Panelists,
सर ने
otherwise we
बोला
will name it.
कि passwords and all these things. So nowadays we also see OTP, based passwords where OTP comes to your phone and then you log in. So is that a better way to have an OTP based rather than a password based?
So I'll still say it's not a better way. There are authenticators tool available. So if we use authenticators, that is much safer, because nowadays हमारा Gmail ID और iCloud ID का अगर password मेरे को मिल सकता है, I can get an access to your OTPs also. Most of the cases, I don't want to share it, but still I'll share because हम अपने phone हमारे interns को दे देते हैं, and just by typing *XYZ, all your calls and messages gets forwarded. तो अगर कोई आपसे फ़ोन मांगता है कि मेरे को एक फ़ोन करना है या मेरा पर्स वॉलेट कहीं गिर गया, प्लीज़ एक फ़ोन दे दी, और आप अपना फ़ोन दे दें. You never know that by that time the call forwarding is done. So it's suggested use authenticators, Microsoft authenticators हैं, Google के authenticators हैं, वो ज़्यादा secure है.
And there's an app for that as well.
And honestly, sir, हम फोन जानबूझ के देते हैं. They'll come and ask OTP every time. मेरे को मत पूछो, तुम ही फोन रख लो. People do? Yeah, many of us do. All right. Any question? Yes, sir.
Hi. So my question is to Vishal ji.
Sir, इनका एक सेशन भी है, याद रखिए.
There is a full 1 hour session, so please, बाद बाकी panelist भी है.
So, like you said, I use a password manager, an external password manager, LastPass. So, is that sacrosanct? Is that like, will it protect me from any kind of hacking? And is Apple password manager safe or is it not? Like,
Sharing for LastPass is an open source, which means उसके सारे codes available हैं. So there is a chance that it might be vulnerable. Apple is more secure comparatively, but nothing is, like everything is breakable. So if you have email ID, if you have a password, if you have a website, please let me know, I can break it. The idea is nothing is safe, but the only thing what we can do is we can protect ourselves, we can have a layer of security. देखिए दरवाजा टूटेगा, कोई ना कोई जरूर तोड़ेगा, but अगर हम multiple layers रखते हैं तो there is a chance that we will be protected, we will be still protected.
So just want to add again for the everyone's benefit is nothing is safe, but at the same time you should also know how the thieves are evolving and to what extent. These days you will not find hardcore thieves who are breaking house and coming and loot ke ja rahe, very less, because they are also lazy, they want an easy money. Max you will find bahar ka jo juta hai wo chalte jayega, right? Likewise, your one-factor authentication and two-factor authentication. So one-factor authentication will be broken, but second, then he has to break the mind for the second password also. Then he will leave that and he will start going for another play. Please don't think that it is not breakable. Whether even it's a two-factor authentication, biometrics is compromised, so many things gets compromised. But having that second layer is good. Like you asked, like I use Bitwarden, all my passwords go through that. Is that completely safe? Answer is no. But at the same time, the complicated passwords are routed through that. So, but having that is you can be little peaceful. Anything you want to add?
सर मैं सिर्फ एक बात बोलता हूँ, सब मोह माया है ये सब कुछ भी. Everything is hackable. Okay, sir will agree to that. So only thing you are making is you are making layered security. The only और एक आप बताओ, आप लोग भी है ना बदमाश हो सब लोग, आपको सबको पता है आप बदमाशी कर रहे हो, you know you are sharing the password, you know this is risky, but it is something like your rash driving you do many times. आपको पता है ये risky है, but आप करते हो क्योंकि that is the thing. So point is the laziness and all thing. If you are disciplined, you will be much better. That's my submission.
Yeah. Okay, any question? I have a question. Okay, then I'll take my question. Yes, there, mic is with you.
सर आजकल आधार से OTP आता है, तो आधार कार्ड भी तो मतलब सेफ नहीं रहा, क्योंकि मेरे साथ ही वो 2 दिन पहले मेरा आधार कार्ड को कोई ब्रेक करना चाहा, तो मेरा बायोमेट्रिक्स लॉक किया हुआ था, तो मेरा अकाउंट सेफ हो गया. अब उसके लिए हम लोग क्या करें?
Okay, typical question. I think only Vishal. It's back to you. Okay, so please correct me. Now, there's been a lot of fake calls you might be getting saying that, okay, I am calling from Customs Lucknow and some parcel on your name is going. And sometimes you will get a call saying that, okay, your Aadhaar number has been used to do this booking and you haven't shown up, it's a no-show, various things. Anything that first happens, first and foremost thing that we need to firstly see is do not in a hurry log into some another website and try changing. It's like it might show up that saying that, okay, your bank account is changed or hacked, immediately log in and do something. Never get into a prey of going into a wrong login to change that. Second, even there is like recently I heard that, okay, there was a fake police station was built and been taken, all right? Today we have good lawyers even who says that even if you really did it, I'll defend for you the case. So in haste, anything we do in haste is risk. Biometric can be compromised and has been compromised. So what we see in the movies, in typical Hollywood movies, someone tries to take the fingerprint using one cover and other thing, anything could be possible. The only point I would like to drive is we shouldn't act in haste. And second, as Vishalji said, periodically change the password. We got used of giving the Aadhaar every time when we check into the hotels or anything. Let us start using their e-Aadhaars are coming, and as far as possible, let's get into changing the passwords or only going through an authorized route is something we need to adopt.
Okay, so that's great. A lot of questions. So only security questions? Yes, sir.
जो सिक्योरिटी रिलेटेड या एआई का जो काम कर रहे हैं, स्पेशली पीपल लाइक यू एंड सर, सो दे प्रॉब्ली कम फ्रॉम अ बैकग्राउंड प्रॉब्ली कि उन्होंने बिग फोर में काम किया होगा, जेपी में, मॉर्गन में काम किया होगा, बट जो हम मिड साइज फर्म में काम करके आते हैं हमने कभी देखा नहीं.
Sir,
So how do we transit and a process or a journey, if you can please elaborate?
okay, it's a very good question. So see, I come from a small and medium firm, not from Big Four. You know?
Post that you still got an opportunity,
I
right?
did an articleship and I was explaining in the morning, my P&L balance sheets used to be printed typewriter. So I came from manual era. All right. So
See, I'll tell you something. This is a very valid question which you ask, and this is a kind of thing which is we always call it ki, how do we start it up in this field and what are the things. See, मैं आपको ना छोटा सा journey बताता हूँ, which is very important. मेरा 3 set का rule है जो which can help you do it. The first set of rule which is very problematic for us, and I'm just telling it only for our not our ISACA friends, it's only for our CA friends. Okay, you have to drop that वो दो सींग उग गए ना, we are a CA. That thing has to go away. This is actually, that ego is stopping you from going forward. What happens is we are a CA, we are great, but I will tell you one basic thing. Don't you think you are going, like you've heard about this concept of blue ocean, red ocean, right? Blue ocean strategy. You are actually going in a red ocean where already there is so much of competition, already so many professionals are there, and you are doing it up. You are not creating any unique value for your client. My point is that leave that. CA is a great degree, we all have done it for it, but right now you focus कि मुझे data analytics अच्छा लगता है, या information security अच्छा लगता है, या AI related area में मुझे करना है. Explore it up. This is the first step which I will say, that forget, we should, there is a saying, before you learn you have to unlearn also. भरा हुआ घड़ा होता है ना, उसमें आप पानी नहीं डाल सकते. You have to just think that I don't know anything. It's fine, it's great, I'll learn it from the scratch. We have been a great learner, like, there is also joke goes, right? CAs are always practicing, they are never perfect. So we are never perfect. We always, every year new finance act will come, you again read it. We read so much, but I am telling you, you're reading an area where there is already a red ocean. Go into the green ocean. Second thing which I would suggest most of the people who think is, I know it's good for someone to teach you. We are also giving you some information, but if you think I can teach you everything, it is a wrong thing. You have to get your hands dirty. So मेरा एक submission रहेगा, don't go for too many certification. I'm not saying all certification are bad. Try to use, like there are a lot of, I don't know, I personally in my phone, you can check it up right now. I have a platform called Swayam from Government of India. I use Swayam. Swayam is actually from Ministry of HRD. IIT professors and IIM professors are actually teaching you there. There is a professor U Dinesh from IIM Bangalore who charges you 10 lakh rupees for his course. You did it, he did it, that course. 10 lakh rupees is the course. And his complete course is on Swayam for free of cost. He paid more money. But it came later, not that time. When he did it, it was not there, it came later. I'm just telling you. So my point is that आप लोग थोड़ा explore करेंगे, you will get all this thing. Knowledge भरा पड़ा है. लेकिन वही है, we like to have the thing, books, everything. थोड़ा टाइम दीजिए. मतलब ये आपने आउटलायर बुक पढ़ा है सब लोगों ने, तो अगर बुक पढ़ते हैं तो उसका एक बहुत अच्छा कॉन्सेप्ट है. 10,000 आवर्स देंगे तो आप एक्सपर्ट बनेंगे उस एरिया में. दैट्स वन ऑफ सेकंड थिंग. एंड थर्ड थिंग विच इज माई रिक्वेस्ट टू ऑल ऑफ यू, डोंट थिंक आई डू दिस एंड आई स्टार्ट अर्निंग मनी. You want, instant gratification nahi hoga. I know that today's generation like instant gratification. I post a video, like should come. We like everything instant. ये instant नहीं होगा. You have to give your time to that. And you may think कुछ नहीं हो रहा है, बहुत कुछ हो रहा है. You have to, that effort goes up. हम लोग हमेशा बोलते हैं, if anyone wants to start a practice in this area, you should have a 24 months, which is 2 years, plan with you to go for it. Because it will take instant gratification नहीं होगा. You will take that. That is my submission. Others.
I think that's a very interesting point. Sir, मैं एक बात बताता हूँ आपको. When we go to a lot of branches, like we do visit lot of branches and lot of places with young practitioners, they started their practice. अभी तो क्या होता है, out of 100, maybe 1 or 2% people come for practice. But जो practice में आते भी हैं, कहीं ना कहीं उनके mindset में ये घुस गया है कि सर कि वी आर ओनली इनटू इनकम टैक्स, ऑडिट, जीएसटी, ये 4-5 सब्जेक्ट के अलावा अगर आप कुछ और कर रहे हो तो वो आपसे पूछते हैं, आर यू रियली इनटू प्रैक्टिस? बिकॉज दे थिंक प्रैक्टिस मीन्स दिस 5 थिंग्स. एंड कहीं ना कहीं उनके सबकॉन्शियस माइंड में ये डाल दिया गया है या वो उनके अंदर आ गया है कि दे कैन नॉट एक्सप्लोर एनीथिंग अदर देन दैट. एंड देयर इज अ लाइक यू, द रीजन व्हाई आई एम सेइंग दिस इज बिकॉज ऑफ दिस ब्लू ओशन स्ट्रैटेजी. वहाँ कोई नहीं है. People are looking for system designers. People are looking for ERP consultants. People are looking for cloud experts. People are looking for like all these people you are seeing over here. And I know 100 more. Like there is no competition. Yes, sir.
I just met I was in Oman. We were doing some project, and there was another guy, another team which was doing a BCP project. And मैंने ऐसे ही पूछा कि okay, what's your background? 3 उसमें से लोग कंपनी सेक्रेटरीज थे. अब कंपनी सेक्रेटरी में कभी उनको पढ़ाया क्या, मतलब बिजनेस कंटिन्यू प्लानिंग कैसे करना है, पूरा डॉक्यूमेंटेशन बना रहे थे. ओमान में फॉर कंपनी कॉल ओमान अरब बैंक, दे वर एक्चुअली डूइंग इट. अब माय पॉइंट इज दैट आप थोड़ा बाहर निकलो. मतलब इनकम टैक्स और जीएसटी बहुत टफ है. लाइक सीरियसली बोल रहा है. मैं तो वेनु को बोलता कि ये महान आदमी है, इतना पढ़ता है. मतलब आई एम टेलिंग यू, इफ यू कैन गिव, दिस इज, यू कैन टेक इट एट राइटिंग. If you can give the amount of effort we are going to GST and income tax, अगर उतना नहीं आप 50% भी इसको दे दीजिए, the ROI is much better. And you are going into an area which is unnecessary thing. And as Sanjib said, Sanjib is doing a good job in trying to tell people. And ये CS को ना थोड़ा सा we have to think like. We all know Sanjib Mehta, like HUL MD, he's a chartered accountant. You see so many people, like Rishabh is like doing amazing stuff. You see he's actually going to teach. Like I was so impressed that he's doing something in the marketing area. And as chartered accountant, knowledge of the business is our main crux. Right?
Yeah, Rishabh की जब बात हो रही है, like I know Rishabh for last almost 20 years. And like a big round of applause for Rishabh once again, guys. A chartered accountant who is actually creating business for others. हम अपने लिए business नहीं create कर पाते, अपने लिए business नहीं ढूंढ पाते. He's creating business for others and he's a chartered accountant by heart, by profession and everything. So going out of the box is I think something which is very important. Pattabhi sir, आप अपनी तरफ से शुरू कीजिए. क्या बोल रहे हैं? जो आपका मन हो. You need to know the pulse and you need to.
All right. I would think that all of them have talked about practice. I liked what Rishabh said this pre-lunch. It is good to do few things. It's good to run your show in a minimalistic way instead of trying to put your leg into everything. I think over a period of time, if you're a practicing chartered accountant, over a period of time, 5 years, 7 years, you will know what is close to your heart. You will know what is it that works for you. And I think we should therefore restrict ourselves to do 2-3 things, because then it is then that we will actually be seen. Otherwise, what would happen is that you will get drowned in that huge ocean where there are lots and lots of people. That's point number 1. Point number 2 is also that as we go forward in time, individually as an individual, I'm not saying as an organization, individually I think there are many works that you will have to hand over to the next generation of people. Individually, you should try and experiment newer things. Completely come out of your comfort zone. If you earlier handled tax, maybe now is the time to hand over tax to somebody in the firm, and you try something related but different. So what that will do is that it will constantly keep you challenged. Your gray cells, your brain will also stay sharp and focused. I'll give you a very quick example. For example, when you drive, if you're driving from your home to office every day, same route, you don't even have to think. The vehicle automatically takes you there. How many of you have had that experience? The vehicle automatically takes you there. You don't even have to think. Suddenly one moment you find that your office has come. But if you decide that one day or 2 days a week, I'll take a different route, that time your mind will be completely be there. So what I'm trying to say is that doing different things can actually sharpen one's intellect. And doing different things can be anything. It need not necessarily be related to what is there in the CA profession. It can be anything. It can be writing, it can be teaching, it can be creating video. I'm actually very, very happy that someone like Rishabh, CA, comes up here, and thanks to Sanjib as well, someone comes up here in a program like this and says why it is important to create content, why it's important to be out there on YouTube, instead of saying, hey, come on, let us do settlement commission, or let us do this, let us do that. So short point I'm trying to make is that in the first few years, you'll know what works for you. Next few years, you focus on that. Once you reach a certain stage, you must learn to give up and move on to do other things.
Excellent. Vedu sir.
Okay, so I have a question for the audience. So we have different browsers. We have Internet Explorer, Chrome. So how many of you like Chrome? How many of you like Internet Explorer? Very few hands. Few hands at back.
Vedu,
We
you know
have Google
something?
Sheets.
You know something?
Yes, sir.
I don't know the difference between all of them. So whatever comes, I go. comes there. To be honest.
This is the best answer. You have Google Sheets and Microsoft Excel. How many of you like Google Sheets? How many of you like Microsoft Excel? All right. So now, most of the time I get question saying that, okay, I am using audit software, whatever be the thing. I want to know which is the best audit software.
Correct.
Or I want to only for GST filing, which is the one I should go with. I always say there is no good software, and technology is never a USP for a tech companies.
Correct.
All right. I actually love Google Sheets because the kind of formula which I can use, they are like people use pivots here. I use group by in Sheets. Now that's coming in Excel also. So a feature that was there and which is not here, it will come in some time. If not today, tomorrow it will come. But the point is, if you are waiting for a good software to come, I never know when in our lifetime it will never come. Right? But having a software matters in each area of your work. That is something which we are missing. Invest on tools and technology. They are the future data driven. This is one point I would like to give.
So at the cost of repetition, I still have a question, sir, to follow up, right? So point taken, 24 months required. Point taken, blue ocean, red ocean, great. But one, we have major client as SME clients. So how do we start, or what do we start with SME? One, and second is, if you can a little broaden the aspect that the 24 months into 6, 8, 12 kind of stuff.
Okay, chaliye sir. ROI, pakka. Chalo, it's great. No, good question, sir. Really, we are going into detail, and just correct me if I'm wrong. See, I'll tell you one thing, and just please correct me if I'm wrong on this one, okay? I'm just talking from my friends who are like there. You may think SMEs actually don't use tech. We are the, like, I'll just tell you, you just check out one tool called Microsoft Dynamics and go to any of the thing. You know, Microsoft Dynamics is like used by every Tom, Dick and Harry. Anyone who's like 50 crores and above is actually in Microsoft Dynamics. It's an ERP tool, okay? I know a CA firm called from Vadodara's chartered accountant firm. There are two firms, actually you should go and check it out. Very interesting, I should have told this one. There is an Oracle consulting firm in Ahmedabad with 3,000 people by chartered accountant. The chartered accountant reaches, you can go and check it out. And Vadodara based Microsoft Dynamics consulting firm. They are all giving consulting to the client, SMEs only. They will implement all that kind of thing. So SMEs, basically there's a two types of SME which I know. The first generation SME, na, they still think CAs are wahi lala wala kaam karega and all that kind of thing. They don't even, with all due respect, sorry, don't take it otherwise, but they think CAs only knows numbers and audit and nothing else. I still remember, I'm just sharing it with you and I'm using the name, my first job was Madura Garments. See, today we had a nice food out here. Imagine you are going to another restaurant and having a food. You finished the food, you paid the bill, and then they said, sir, just 1 minute, sir. We have a complimentary dessert from the chef. especially for you today. And a chef sends one small dessert. You eat it. You will feel happy or unhappy about that. Free में मिला, respect मिला, unexpected था thing. मुझे अभी भी याद है. And मेरा पहला job था in Madura Garments, and that was first time I saw audit committees and all the things. And have you, like, anyone in audit committee? Audit committee वाले खाते बहुत है, मतलब lot of snacks are kept for, with all due respect, like that. But they will have like a lot of snacks. So we used to always make a sense to go for audit committee meeting. वहाँ पे खाने के लिए बहुत मस्त मिलेगा. So we used to be ready. Audit committee में एक चीज़ देखा मैंने. So one of our big four was our auditors. I'm talking 2004. Please remember this. 2004. They used to give the stat audit report. उस पे discussion होता था 30 minutes. फिर one of the big four also used to give us 2004 में एक ऐसी addendum report saying notice to the management, saying we found so many computers with password repeated, something, and it was all free of cost. That was the desert. उस पे 1 घंटा discussion होता था. Discussion on the real stat audit report used to be less than the free report. People used to think, oh, this has come from, one of the big four, is great, nice report, 15, 20 pages. Start doing it. Experiment with your client. Na. Whatever you learn, like, have you done an audit of, like, after doing IS audits, have you gone and audited your office first? Or your client and given them a report? Try doing it. Experiment. We have to tell the client that we can add value. And if you have to break it, the first plan, I'll give you, there are only 4 boxes, 6 months, 6 months, 6 months, 6 months. First 6 months, acquire the knowledge. Like, be hungry for getting as much of information on that area which you can get. The second 6 months, you have to get your hands dirty. This is the biggest problem. We learn on the nice things and all things, we don't get our hands dirty. मैं आपको अभी भी बता रहा हूँ, हमारे ऑफिस में आप आइए, there are a lot of things we call as, just like Google graveyard, we have a graveyard. And today he gave me a new idea. He said, graveyard में जो भी है free में दे दो सबको. So he does that. He gives everything which is like not, it's like we made something, it is not working for us. Let's other people use it. हमने तो बना दिया. It's like a sunk cost for you. Try experimenting. And then the next 6 months is where you should start using Rishabh's ideas. Connect with people, make content on that area. Show people. See, I think this is a area where it's, as chartered accountant, we don't tell people. We expect people to come to our office still. नहीं होगा. This is consulting. You are actually coming up of the thing. I know we had a time when it used to happen, but now it has changed.
So I think in sum up, sir, there is a word called from compliance to reliance.
Compliance to reliance, something like
So
that.
I think what we are doing is a compliance-based services.
Yes.
Wherein we need to get into a position of consulting where the client is reliant on us. They are dependent on us to take decisions, and that's the way forward
Yes,
for
and,
all the questions which. So I'll just try to sum up. I know time is very short, but sir, you have one question, okay? Because then we'll have one more round, and after that we'll take 2 or 3 questions, okay? So sir, we all want to go for a transformation, and this is a question, one single question for everyone. And maybe whatever your expertise are, you will say that. So we need transformation on becoming paperless. We need transformation on getting our teams to work remotely. We need transformation on data visualization. We want branding. We want cyber security. So there are many things which come forward. What are that one small thing which we will start doing in the transformational journey of making our firm from a traditional firm to a digital firm? And this question is for all of you. You have to give one answer. This is one thing which you should go and do it.
Okay, in my view, what you do is, if whatever the types of revenue that you have, income tax, GST, whatever, add this another vertical called technology, transformation, automation, security, any name that you give, you start with that revenue as 0%. You only put a target, 2 साल में 20% होना है. That will take care of it.
Very good. Anand sir.
Oh, great. In fact, I was going to say something on like you should make your this year top line to your next year bottom line. That's how you should keep on growing. That was my thought process. But अभी उन्होंने बोल दिया तो मैं एक दूसरा, I'll tell you one thing. This is very important. Please reskill yourself. मैं एक ही रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ. Reskill का मतलब ये नहीं कोर्स कीजिए, कुछ कीजिए. थोड़ा अपडेट कीजिए. क्या हो रहा है दुनिया में? बहुत कुछ चेंज हो रहा है. एंड ये चेंज अगर हमने मतलब इग्नोर किया, बाद में बहुत तकलीफ होगी. अभी इट्स बेटर टू डू इट. चेंजेस आर ऑलवेज बैड. अगर अभी किसी को बोला दिस थिंग इज चेंज, नो वन लाइक्स इट. सो बी रेडी फॉर दैट. दैट्स माय ओनली सजेशन.
Change, sir.
I would think that in every firm, one partner should identify one new area, you call it by whatever name, and focus on making that a masterpiece across the next 3 years. It should, to the extent possible, be something where they had not worked in the past.
Excellent. Vishal?
So friends, I would like to share in that we should have cyber security for each and every employee in the organization, which is a necessity. And the second thing which I want is regular audits and vulnerability assessment, ताकि हम लोगों ने जो भी अभी तक सेटअप किया है हम लोग उसको हमेशा करेक्टिव मेजर्स देख सकते हैं और we can improve on the what we have done wrong.
So guys, we have another 10 minutes and we want to give it all to you. So whatever questions comes up, yes. Can we have the mic over there? Now we are not going to speak anything, only going to answer questions.
Hi, thank you so much for your deliberations during the day. I had just one thought. When you look at natural language processing today, it has become a mixture of content and depth, style and aesthetics in presentation, and speed. Speed we can't match. But what overwhelms us is the style and aesthetics. So the question is, it is often at the cost of depth and content. So over time, with artificial intelligence developing, are we going to see human dumbing down further? Because we are going to be looking at that output and say, I can't do something as good. So I'm going to rely more and more on it and eventually lose out.
This is interesting question. Okay, again, I'm sorry for that. How many of you have seen this movie which is there? They show that the whole human generation has dumbed down and they only drink Coca-Cola all day. And anyone has seen that movie? Oh, I only see. Oh, yeah, I've seen it, right? Okay. It's a very interesting movie. I forgot the name. It was a very fun movie. But I'll tell you, nothing is like that. So this is like doomsday prediction. Nothing like that is going to happen. But I see there are some risks which are there. That right now the LLMs, and I hope you know there are also SLMs now. Small language models are there. They all try to act smart. Like we will write in CA examination paper now. We'll try to be very smart. Who knows how much hour we have studied. The thing which I would like to tell you is that yes, we are going to be dependent on that. But what I see is there will be some people who know how to take benefit of that. Like Sir said, if ChatGPT, I know how I use ChatGPT properly, I can be actually an amazing professional. I know how I can save my time. But having said that, you will also see some kind of issues where people will become over dependent on that, and there is this AI hallucination is an issue which we have to work at. That's my submission.
Sir, I have a question. Like we talked about technology. For example, I've been doing a lot of ESOP valuation and I realized that most of the companies have their cap tables on the Katas of the world or the ESOP directs of the world. Can a minnow like me, for example, think or visualize a future where we have our own product so that we do the full service thing? But then how much does it take? It will cost a lot to build a product. Will people actually trust our product, and what if it fails? I mean, maybe it's a 1 crore kind of or 2 crore rupees it takes to create a product. So in that case, because I realized that service element, that being a tech implementer will always be like a manpower supply only at the end of it. You have to hire more and more people and put them on the project. But if you have your own product, that can be a game changer. But then how does one play the product game, given the cash involvement and the risk of it failing eventually?
Okay. Yeah, so I have multiple products, by the way, and many failed. And you will learn only when it fails. It is very easy to build the product. Now, it doesn't cost. What costs is making it work. You might find it really useful, but the other person has to find the value of the product. All right? I'm happy that you got the thought. Invest on it. There's nothing you're going to lose, right? You are going to lose few lakhs. Maybe you may budget around say 20 lakhs. I will build this product. Build the product in your vertical because you know that. But before doing that, just get one consultation from Rishabh so that you know what is your market, where are you tending, get all that. Even he built some products. He has that Excel Ninja and other things. He built it, right? But that's a right way one thinking, because the chartered accountant never thought that, okay, we can do it. Today, if you see ClearTax or any of these applications, who are they? They're all engineers. What are they doing? Filing returns. 10 years back, they were there? No. We were filing all those returns. Right? So, good getting a product from a CA, try it out, you will fail, but you will learn.
Next question.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just to respond to the question that he made out, Anurag, just to respond to your question, please sit down. While Venu gave you one view, I also think it is important to understand, this is nothing to say don't do a market survey. I'll be the last person to say don't do a market survey. But it is also important to understand that some ideas can be very much ahead of time. For example, 25 years ago, if the mobile companies had gone ahead and done a survey saying, do you want to carry a telephone with you? And you can take this telephone anywhere that you like, people would have laughed. So sometimes it is important for us to ourselves think whether this will work, this will not work. And like you said, what is the cost that is involved? And unmindful of what the market would say. The market might not even be able to understand that there is a need for the product. So if you have an idea, like Venu said, if that entrepreneurial spirit is there, I think you should give it a try without waiting too long. I think there was a quote today, I don't know who had put up, a quote which said that, no, between the time you think and the time you execute, many things can happen. So push it in as quickly as you can.
Good afternoon, sir. This is Siddhant this side. Sir, earlier we knew that technology used to help human beings, and then it started doing the automated jobs. And then AI came where they started doing their work on their own. And last year we saw they are even becoming creative. So they are making paintings, writing songs, everything. Where does it stop, and how do we beat the technology?
So why do you want it to stop, sir?
No, where do we beat the technology?
Sir, I would actually, I told in my talk also, I would request you to just download this Future of Job report. There is one very interesting thing I liked, and actually, though my daughter is going to do CA, first I was thinking whether she should do it or not, but now I said you should do CA because this is called core literacies and it is still going to be there. What they said is, machines cannot replace some skills which are there, which requires, like for example, there are a lot of areas, creativity and other things what you see. Ab ek baat bataiye, can you don't figure it out, this mail has been written by ChatGPT or a human, you figure it out or not? Most of us agar pata chalta hai ya nahi chalta, easy pata chalta hai. These are going to be things which are going to help you. You see your car today, you have so many things which is there to help you. Some back camera, this one, sensors, blah, 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 and all things. You can still drive a car without that. But this is like something which is there. Something which were luxuries in the past has now become a mainstream thing. My submission is that it will not stop. Even if you want to stop, it will not stop. Because there are going to be more and more innovation which is going to happen, and it will happen faster. Like there is a very interesting thing, to reach 100 million, telephone took 75 years, 100 million user. But the Pokemon Go game, it got it in 1 month. And I think ChatGPT, someone says 19 days or 20 days they had 100 million user. So the speed is going to go faster, and we should be able to leave it at that. And now there is only going to be one debate, which is Mr. Narayan Murthy and Bill Gates. You know that, right? One is saying 70 hours week, one is saying 4 days a week. So that I would say is the thing.
We have a last question.
Good afternoon, sir. I am really thankful. I have a doubt, sir. Suppose, as sir said, 6 months into 4. First 6 months we are learning. After 6 months, we get to the level of a fresher. But whenever we are going to a client, suppose for automation or data analyst or whatever, if we take example of data analyst, I am saying him, I know this language. He does not care about the language. He wants his solution. His solution will require from beginner to expert level everything. So I am at the beginner level at 6 months. So I have a setback that either I hire someone, I have only not got anything, how will I pay that one? And where will I get the extra knowledge immediately, or how will I get the work? That work I will get complete knowledge beginner level है लेकिन काम complete मतलब
मैं सिर्फ इतना संजीव भाई बताएंगे, सब करेंगे, आंसर करेंगे, मेरा सिर्फ इतना है. देखिए, प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड वन थिंग, वी कॉल इट लाइक लैंडस्केप प्रोफाइलिंग. 6 मंथ आपको ये पता करना पड़ेगा कि मतलब जैसे आई टेल यू वन थिंग, फर्स्ट टाइम when I actually got into socks and all the things, carbon socks, React and other things when I was doing, आपको पहला लैंडस्केप करना में ही आपको टाइम लगेगा, समझना हो कि करना क्या है, वैक्यूम क्या होता है, रिस्क कंट्रोल मैट्रिक्स क्या होता है, एवरीथिंग. It will take some time. The 6 months is about that. Then when you are doing it, sir, I'm again telling you, don't worry. There have been a lot of successes which are there with single person going from one person. Like I would suggest you should check out one company called SISA. SISA. It's owned by a chartered accountant called Darshan Shantamurthy from Bangalore. He does only one kind of audit, PCI DSS, Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard. He started with 2 people. And today they have 400 people in their thing, and they are Asia Pac biggest company to do that. My point is that you have to take the stepping stone. Sir.
Yeah. Sir, this is a problem universal, not just here. Let's say if the Kolkata, state GST government coming to you and say, sir, I have a e-way bill data, I want to do some analytics. So along with you, you want to take a CA and you're putting a job post for CA. Would you hire a fresher CA for this? Now, when the moment you said no, does it mean that a fresher CA will never have a job opportunities? So he also have to make his hands dirt, right? Dirt in any way. So you should start exploring the security data analysis which your client is asking. Have we analyzed the data in our office? There are clients whom you are doing stat audit, internal audit as a free desert. Are we doing it? Like before even getting pro, do I really understand the need? So even that is an investment. Even before you make money, you still have to invest and hire people to do that. I think that's how.
Venu sir, this is one of the favorite questions which I always love to answer. I think this is the fear factor. This is the actual difference between success and non-success. When you come out of your comfort zone, you dive. And 25 years back when I was in US, there were no relatives for me. There was no money. There was nothing with me. I just flow down over there. And when you dive, the entire world is there to catch you. So it is your belief system. It is that belief system in you which is only going to take you forward. None of us sitting over here are experts. We just dived and we was just fighting with our fear factor and we came out of it. So this is something which we all need to do in our organizations. So I think if anyone has to add anything, we are running short of time. We have 2 very interesting sessions coming up. Request Q&A. Q&A आप ही करो सर, हमको तो तुम ही कर लो भैया, सुबह से तुम ही कर रहे.
If you can help with some questions, it would be great. So first consciousness was पहले मुर्गी की पहले अंडा. So it was just like कि whatever you do, आपको जो दिखता है वो कर लीजिए, बस start कीजिए. Sir,
we have a very good MC. Can we have a good round of applause for the MC as well?
So now the privilege is there are 2 books and both the authors are available. So please make your best to answer the questions.
Okay. So which is the ocean where sir is referring where there is too much competition? एक हाथ उठ गया, गलत आंसर आया. सभी
मनीष भैया हो गया आपका. आप भी रेड ओशन में.
हाँ? Red has more competition. So, but answer first person raised hand and gave blue ocean as answer. So it's a wrong answer. Okay.
Okay. I think I'll ask what.
Okay. I have. What's the name of software which I'm using to store my passwords? That's the first one.
Please sir, please.
Yeah.
Sir, आप तब तक next question पूछ लीजिए एक. Sir, एक data security पे विशाल जी एक question पूछ सकते हैं, I believe.
So to get started, I should keep my password with alphabets or numbers. Which one is more easier? The alphanumeric is easier or numeric?
Request quickly to please come. In the meantime, would request Mehek Bhutoria to please propose a formal vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to thank each and every one of you on the panel for actually giving us a great insight on how to break out from the traditional approach of practice into the new and exploring everything else. So being into traditional practice myself, and I think I've been in this field for around 4 years now, I think this is a great platform for all of us to be reminded that it's never too late to explore into something new. And it's always good to come out of your comfort zone, because always, it's never too late to actually try something and see something great come out of it. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.